All right, first and second period, we got to finish up the notes that we started to do on Thursday. Here you go. We're trying to build a foundation of terms that we're going to keep on building upon over the next 4 weeks as we learn about stuff down at the beach. Going through our definitions, we already talked about cnidarians, and now we got to talk about mollusks. Mollusk. Definition of a mollusk. Let's see. A mollusk is a soft-bodied animal, no bones, with a shell. Soft-bodied animal with a shell. I hope in biology you learned about mollusks. I hope in biology you learned that there's 3 types of mollusks. And these are the 3 types of mollusks. The first type of mollusk is a bivalve. Going to your Latin roots. Bi means 2. Valves in this case mean shells. You're already thinking about it. You're thinking about an example. Clams, oysters, scallops. We're going to have bivalve day over the next couple weeks. We're going to learn about the geoduck. We're going to learn about the scallops and oysters. How is a pearl formed? I got an extra bullet right here. And what we're going to write down is that all bivalves are filter feeders. One type of a mollusk is a bivalve. Another type of a mollusk is a gastropod. Hopefully as you're writing that down, you're thinking about Latin roots. Gastro. Let's see, gastrointestinal surgery. That's surgery somewhere around the stomach. Pod means foot. That's our first bullet. Stomach foot. These are mollusks. A soft-bodied animal with the shell that crawl around on their stomach as if it's their foot. You got it. You got the example, snails. Next bullet, something unique to gastropods. All gastropods eat with a radula. Good question. I know you're asking that in your head. What is a radula? Well, radula is it's a scraping tongue. It's a tongue that has a whole bunch of tiny teeth on it. And what gastropods do is they do, that's how they eat. They just scrape it with the radula. Scraping tongue. I know I'm going fast, but you can always pause. The third type of mollusk is a cephalopod. I know what you're going to do. You're going to think about what is cephalo. Cephalo is head. Pod is foot. A mollusk that uses its head as if it's its foot? Yes, the octopus. The way the octopus moves, fills its head up with water, squeezes it out, and it moves by jet propulsion. All right, one type of animal is the cnidarians. Another one is the mollusk. Yet, there's a couple other ones, like crustaceans. Let's do an example. Examples are like crabs and lobsters and copepods. What makes these different from any other animal is, yes, they have no bones. So here we go, soft-bodied animal. How is a crab different from a clam? Yeah, what they have is they have this exoskeleton that goes around them. Rather than a shell that they're living inside, it's an exoskeleton that forms around their body. With an exoskeleton. Now, another way that an exoskeleton is different from a shell is made up of calcium carbonate. An exoskeleton is made up of this protein called chitin. And that's what I'm going to include in my definition. Made with an exoskeleton. Made of chitin. And that, my folks, is the definition of a crustacean. Another animal. Echinoderms. Echinoderms, let's do examples first. Like starfish, sand dollars, and sea cucumbers, and sea urchins. How are they different from any other animal? Well, let's start off with that soft body again because they don't have bones. And what separates them is they move by those little suction cup feet. And those little suction cup feet have a name. They're not called 2 feet, they're called tube feet. And that is the definition of an echinoderm. A soft-bodied animal that moves by tube feet. Don't worry, folks. We'll have Sand Dollar Day. We'll have the Sea Star Day, Sea Urchin Day, Sea Cucumber Day. And we'll learn more about these. All right, finishing up our notes. Over the next 4 weeks, these terms come up. Broadcast spawner, fission, and detritus. See, a lot of animals are broadcast spawners. And if you're a broadcast spawner, the way that you reproduce is you just go, you just go like that. You just release a lot of eggs and gookumpucky in the water, and hopefully they meet. And if you do that, you're called a broadcast spawner. Release a bunch of eggs and, wait a minute, it's not gookumpucky, but it's that. I don't want to talk about it. Some animals, they don't reproduce by broadcast spawning. Rather, they reproduce by fission. And in fission, if you get yourself just right, you could just, and there's 2 of you. Fission is you just rip yourself in 2. This term comes up a lot, detritus eater. Detritus is decaying matter. A detritus eater is something that eats decaying matter. Keep talking about our tank of joy, our fish tank here in the class. In that, there's some stuff decaying. And there's some stuff eating that decaying matter. So that makes them detritus eaters. All right, good job. That's our notes.